Welcome to Stuff's Cup Wrap on an intriguing and for some unexpected first day of the America's Cup match. Over on the right-hand boundary, Duncan Johnson, I'm Todd Nile, and we brought in some expertise with Carl Whiting, Stuff's columnist and former America's Cup sailor. We've ended up, after day one each, Luna Rossa and Team New Zealand. Carl, how surprising is it? Everyone was talking about the speed advantage. Is there no speed advantage?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's an unexpected result. There's so much speculation about at least one of the teams being a lot quicker, and what we've seen today is that yacht racing was the real winner. You know, win the race.
And is it that simple? The boat that got in front was able to just simply hold it and lock the other out? Absolutely.
I think there's certainly the difference between the two boats is a lot closer than what people might have thought or been used to after watching the Prada or Auckland Cup. But the thing is that today, if you got in front off the line, you were able to control the race and dictate the result.
I think Italy will probably see this as a day of victory overall. 1-1 on the scoreboard to them, coming into Auckland on Team New Zealand's home waters against a boat that had been talked up so much. I think they'll go home pretty happy tonight with the day off. I mean, what happens in a day off in this situation? They've only got one day off on the calendar as we move forward, Carl. This is a big 24 hours for Team New Zealand, or 36 hours now.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, there's only so much that you can do. Obviously, the boat's locked into a certain configuration that you're not going to make it. You can't make any more changes from. But there's going to be there won't be another day after racing where they're analysing as much data as they are tonight, and going back and looking at the relative performances between each boats and in the different ranges. And Team New Zealand certainly have a little bit of rust to shake off with their racing, and I thought they pulled off a really good first start. Certainly Prada took it to them in a very aggressive approach, and so that's certainly some positive aspects to take. But the tables are turned in the second race.
Listening to them at the end, did Peter Burling sound flat? Do you think they've come away surprised that it wasn't too clear for them?
It's a good question. I think that, in the past, as New Zealanders, and we have a real certain pride about being really, really fast, and, there's been so much hype and speculation about New Zealand's speed, and I think that, now the reality is probably setting in that they've got a real boat race on their hands, and it's going to be how they respond to that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think we've got a great America's Cup match set up, and that's what everyone will want. We're going to be going into the weekend. The wind forecast, by all accounts, is going to drop down a bit, and that'll supposedly help the Italians. So it's really game on from here, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it really, really is. It's game on, and it's going to be, it's a match race, and that's, at the end of the day, it's sport, and that's what we should really appreciate, the fact that we've got that in front of us.
If we get back down to level one and we get the stadium course into play, Carl, do you think that's going to change things? Because what we've seen out on Course E and Course A, they've been pretty up and down tracks, haven't they? As you say, whoever gets in front, tends to win. Well, they have won, really. If you get out on the stadium course under North Head and Rangitoto, variables come into play, and that's really the home ground of Peter Burling and Blair Tuke.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's sort of two aspects to that. There's the local knowledge that those guys have. Then there's also the fact that Prada are a lot more race hardened and a more tactical, more manoeuvres is going to suit a team that's done more racing. So if there was, honestly, I think that I don't think there's anything to panic or worry about as far as New Zealand supporters are concerned. They were very close at the end, and a fast boat will always stay close in behind, like a little bit of bungee back and forth by the end of the race. But definitely the inner course, if they do get on there, will change things up quite a bit.
Yeah, I think there could have been plenty of heart from those last couple of legs in that second race from New Zealand. They ate into things in the beat and really came home on a bit of a rip, didn't they? To close it down to 7 seconds, considering they were out to a big loss there at one stage.
Yeah. No, I think that's there's certainly good positives that you can take away from it. I think we all were probably expecting a different scoreline after the first day of racing, and it's pretty exciting to look forward to what's going to pan out.
if we all throw our 7-0 predictions away and get the chalk out for the blackboard again, what do you think it's looking like from here?
I think as like Team New Zealand, the reality is they are going to improve by nature of the more racing they do, the faster and the better they're going to get. I don't think they're a slower boat, which is a pretty good thing to start with, and I think Prado are going to have a real battle on their hands to get 7 wins off Team New Zealand. So, we could see, a 7-3 sort of scoreline. I don't know, that's, total speculation, but I think that certainly, Team New Zealand have their work cut out for them, and it's going to be great.
Duncan, it's going to be a fascinating return on Friday.
Yeah, looking forward to that, Todd, and we'll be back then with the next edition of the Cup Wrap, and great having Carl Whiting here with his thoughts, so we'll see you all then on Friday.